Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne. Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne. Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne. What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne coming at you with another crazy video. But first, my goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. And you already know, Reclaim Your Throne. So guys, we got to break this joint down. And this is actually hilarious to me because this story comes out of the conservative space. And we know that conservatives and, online trad Christian influencers are some of the most self-righteous people. They point and sputter and tell you how great their life is and how good of a person they are. But behind the scenes, they are not who they say they are. Okay? Quite frankly, let's just be honest. But they like to get online and act like they're perfect people and whatnot. And that's fine. I get it. You got to make your bag. I'm not hating. But the funny thing is, when you look at just the conversation that's going on right now in the conservative space, it's very polarized. All right. You have young men, specifically young white men on one side who are advocating for what they believe is, the right thing. And then you have the women on the other side who just seem either out of touch or willfully ignorant. Okay. They seem either out of touch or willfully ignorant. And we're going to get into it. I've got so many different clips that I actually want to break down when it comes to this conservative
uh, this conservative, I guess, dispute, you would call it. And I'm also going to bring in a clip between Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson, because Nick Fuentes kind of represents the young white male. And, contrary to popular belief, there's a lot more people who support him than, I guess they love to admit. So we're going to have to break down some of the conversation between him and Tucker too, after we talk about Allie Beth Stuckey. So who is Allie Beth Stuckey? Well, she is a trad wife, conservative influencer. She actually got married in Athens, Georgia. So y'all know that's my stomping grounds. So she actually got married in Athens. So very interesting how the overlap has, kind of come to my attention. But she is a conservative influencer. And yes, I agree with a lot of the things that she says. Okay. When it comes to more political things, I mean, obviously, I don't know everything about her. But I think that she, on the political side, she's probably got a few things right. But at the end of the day, she really isn't understanding what is going on in the space for dating, right? And she likes to talk about dating. Obviously, she's married and whatnot. I don't know how old she was when she got married. So I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm not saying that she's like some bad person or something like that. What I'm saying is it doesn't really seem like she is putting the focus on the young women, which we all know is the main issue. We all know is the main issue going on today in just dating in general. I mean, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Everybody likes to point the finger at men, but we're not having the conversation about women. So what I want to do is I just want to play actually what she said. Okay. What did she actually say that took social media by storm and create this whole debate? Let's see. And I'm pretty sure they live streamed this. So yes, okay. So here's Lord have mercy. She did a whole hour and 14-minute speech. Ain't no way. Okay, so we're not gonna be able to get through all of this, but what we can do is kind of get into the meat and potatoes. Okay, when she starts to talk about feminism. Okay. And that is exactly what we're going to talk about right here. We'll read her bio: helping women navigate a chaotic culture with biblical clarity, New York Times bestselling author of Toxic Empathy and You're Not Enough. Let's see if she got a little wiki. We'll read that off real quick just to cover our bases so we know exactly who Allie Beth Stuckey is. So here we go. And I'm not going to like cook her, I don't believe. We're just going to talk about the talking points and see how it compares and contrasts with what we know to be true for the people who are actually on the ground, on the stomping grounds in the dating world. So yeah, I guess she is in Athens. Okay, so that's very interesting. So Allie Beth Stuckey is an American Christian conservative commentator whose podcast Relatable with Allie Beth Stuckey is owned and distributed by Blaze Media. Stuckey worked as a publicist and social media strategist in Athens, Georgia. While working as a publicist in Georgia, she began speaking to college students about the importance of voting, and in 2016 started a blog on Facebook page called The Conservative Millennial. In 2017, she joined the Blaze as a contributor and began appearing as a guest on Fox News and Fox Business News, while continuing to speak on college campuses to Republican organizations and to businesses about the importance of engaging young people. In late 2017, she left the Blaze to start a podcast distributed by Conservative Review TV. Stuckey launched her podcast Relatable in March 2018 with CRTV. In 2019, CRTV and The Blaze merged to become Blaze TV, which now distributes Relatable. In 2018, Stuckey released a video on her CRTV Facebook page that depicted a satirical interview with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, in which the politician appeared to give bizarre answers to the questions she was asked by Stuckey. The video used edited footage from an interview Ocasio-Cortez has previously done on the PBS show Firing Line, and spliced Ocasio-Cortez answers as response to Stuckey's questions, so rage baiting. The video went viral, with many people labeling the video as a hoax. On her Twitter page, Stuckey responded to the backlash by writing, "If you have to do research to figure out that a video that blatantly absurd is satirical, you shouldn't be on the internet." Wow. Stuckey said that she was surprised by the response to the video and that a lot of people on the left just can't tolerate someone on the right making a joke, because the only humor now that is protected is humor that is against conservatives or against President Trump. So she is a Trump supporter. Y'all already know we voted for Trump. What we're getting for our vote is definitely not something that, we're rocking with, So me personally, I had to fall back on a nigga because, he's doing the most right now. But she has been a regular guest on Fox News in November 2019. Stuckey testified before Congress in support of the Trump administration's anti-abortion policies in September 2019. But, you want to talk about, we're not going to get into the politics of it, but I don't think his policy is necessarily anti-abortion. In September 2019, Stuckey spoke at Congressman Dan Crenshaw's inaugural youth summit in Houston. Personal life: grew up in the suburbs of Dallas, Texas. Okay. She is the daughter of investment advisor and former member of the Texas House of Representatives, Ron Simmons. So she's a politician's child. You got to be very skeptical of those. Okay. Stuckey graduated from Furman. Okay. And that Furman is in South Carolina, I believe, the purple school, in May 2014 with a degree in communications, and was a member of Kappa Delta sorority. She married Timothy Stuckey in Athens on September 6, 2015, and they have 3 daughters. So, okay, she married Timothy Stuckey in Athens. All right, so she got 3 daughters, no sons. So obviously, she's not really going to be holding the women accountable because she got 3 daughters. I'm sure they're young girls. And with, she's not really going to see, anything, honestly, from the perspective of the man. I mean, it's a girl dad. He's outnumbered, 4-1. So how much input does the husband really have? I don't really know Timothy Stuckey or what he does. Let's just look into it. So I let's see. Yeah, so I don't really know what he does. I guess he just talks. But, people are cooking her on Reddit. Here's her and her them. I'm trying to figure out exactly what he does. Okay, the organic garden wedding at this Hill. Timothy Stuckey. Oh, he's a loan officer. Okay, so he writes loans. Okay. Met at a CrossFit class in Athens. Very interesting. So he writes loans. I mean, if she was in Athens, then she definitely partied downtown. That's a fact. So, I mean, do we have to ask what the body count looking like? I don't want to, out of respect. But I mean, they get down out. Hey, they get down out here at Athens, bro. Do not be fooled. I mean, she spent time out here. She definitely, indubitably. I mean, she was outside. Had to be. Looks like a beautiful wedding, though. I kind of, so he's a loan officer, so I guess he's lending on, traditional mortgages. I mean, definitely. I mean, unless you're a super high level, he ain't bringing in the money she bringing in. So she's definitely out earning him, which is already leverage in the relationship. And let's just go to her social blade to see how much bread is she really bringing in. Okay, so she is partnered with you know what I'm saying, the Blaze. So that she got a Clips channel also. So she's got a C+ grade YouTube channel created January 22nd, 2016. She's got over 147 million over 147 million views. 3 million views a month. She's getting 34,000 subscribers per month. She's averaging between 743,000 on the low end to 12,000 per month. So, I mean, we're saying from YouTube 130, 150,000 on a good year. And then you throw in the Clips channel. Let's see. So she does have a Clips channel. The Clips channel is bringing in about 2 bands, so unconsequential. And then also, I mean, she's got 850,000 followers on Instagram. She's selling, let's see what she's actually selling on her Instagram. Okay, share the arrows, equipping Christian women with clarity and courage. Okay, this is what she's sharing or selling, I guess. So I guess speaking events. She sells speaking events. I'm just trying to figure out where all the income is coming. So 150 grand. Let me get my calculator out just so I can keep. Okay, so she's getting 150,000 a year from YouTube on the high end. Let's just see the seating chart. So she got a seat map for this joint here. I mean, can we click on this? Is it clickable? This event already has started. Okay, it already happened. So the ticket sold. Damn, but how much were they charging though? They don't got no price on it. I can't really gauge how much she's making off these speaking events. Joint sold out though. Look like it. I just went to get tickets. Okay, it already stopped. All right, let's see. Okay, so let's go back to the Instagram. So she's selling speaking events. I'll say she probably make like 20 bands every speaking event at least. Okay, we are on the YouTube. And she's definitely getting views, getting views on every video, posts pretty much every 2 days to 3 days. And like I said, I'm sure there's things that I would agree with her on. The book as well, Toxic Empathy. Let's see if this will load up. All right. So yeah, she is selling books, Toxic Empathy, for between $9 to $15 a pop. Let's see if it's gotten any reviews on Amazon. So it has 1,300 reviews on Amazon. So that's at least, I'll say if they bought the hardcover, Well, we'll do an average. So like, I'll say $13 per cover. So 17,000. I'll say she probably making 17,000 a year from the book, unless she's just killing it, which I don't know. She might promote it all the time, which it sounds like she does. So, and then she's got the website, the podcast, and book is what she's pushing. Then the speaking event. Yeah, stay up to date. So yeah, so that's pretty much it as far as streams of income. So I'll say she probably bringing in $500,000 a year at minimum, and this is me lowballing it. I don't know if unless he's a senior loan officer, I don't know if he's going to be able to compete with that financially. Her man's in them, but I don't know. He might be like plugged into a rich family or whatever. He don't really have to worry about that. But let's get into the meat and potatoes of actually what she said, and then we'll actually get into what she said to bring so much controversy. All right. Oh, okay. So let me actually bring this little clip in, because then we'll play the full video, because I want people to preface this with the clip first. So we see the clip, and then we'll go ahead and break down exactly what she meant by this and the context.
Porn has weakened men.
All right, hold on.
That feminism has failed women. Second one, are you ready? Are you ready? Porn has weakened men. And Charlie was so good at talking about this, and so good at talking so courageously and sternly and clearly to the young men. Here's what we know about porn and why it is so detrimental, not only to men, although it disproportionately affects men. Porn objectifies women and children. It commercializes sex, which is a gift from God for a married couple between one man and one woman, and it glorifies violence. It creates addiction and shame. It destroys marriages. It ruins your perception of other people. It is the legal loophole for sex trafficking. It is evil in every way, and it will destroy your life. And this is what I would want to say to men, and I hope that you hear it from strong men in your life, that men, we need you. And we need your masculinity, and we need your strength, and we need your boldness, and we need your courage, and we need those things to be harnessed for good. We need you to be solid pastors. We need you to be strong leaders. We need your voice. We need you to bravely stand up for the most vulnerable, to stand up for women and children and for the unborn, to raise a respectful ruckus for the things that matter. We need really strong men, and porn makes you weak.
Okay, so she says corn makes you weak, and I mean, it depends on what she means by weak. Does she mean by weak as in like wanting to fuck a bitch, or But the funny thing is, she had all this smoke for the men. Oh, porn makes you weak. Fine, we'll go with that. You already know we're on no fap over here. So I'm already encouraging y'all to get that joint in real life. But what she's not talking about is the young women who are going straight into OF. I mean, bro, a bitch will turn 18 and she's making that OF off rip. So I think she's just kind of missing the point, because if you really want to break it down the numbers. 99% of men have or consistently watch porn. That's just a fact. So being that most men are watching it, or if you're not even watching it, bro, it's going to come off on your timeline if you're on any social media app, TikTok, X, Instagram. Now, who is making the pornographic content? She don't have nothing to say about them. When you go on TikTok and you see booty pics, bikini pics, all this stuff, tempting men to lust, and this is your everyday average chick. But she has nothing to say about that. So I think that's where a lot of the young white men kind of stepped up and are, are kind of pushing back on this narrative. So what I want to do is I want to kind of break down some of the responses that she's been getting. Let's see. Just some of the responses that she's been getting. Give me 1 second. I got to pull this joint up. I don't know why they're giving me all this old stuff. All right, so let's see. All right, so the Blaze actually posted, the clip. And I said, she said, okay, let me go to my joint real quick. I say, she says porn has weakened men, but notice how she didn't address the fact that 10% of Gen Z women are amateur porn stars. Facts. Leadership implies, this is from Rolo, leadership implies a hierarchy. Leadership requires a subordinates. Leadership demands authority. Leadership needs compliance. Until trad films accept the nature of masculinity and leadership. I don't know what GFY means, but I definitely agree with that point. And then somebody posted a meme, literally any part of the Bible that tells women what to do. And then Christian women, they're mad. A woman should learn in quietness and full submission. I do not permit a woman to teach or to assume authority over a man. She must be quiet. And then somebody got a fucking duck. I mean, look, people are trying to quote Bible verses and go in and all that kind of stuff. There's this other guy. He says porn is bad. It objectifies women. Quotes. Dad says you can't go out of the house dressed like that. I can see your butt. A sports bra is not a shirt. You may as well be wearing paint. And then it says, girls, shut up. Mothers, that's just how the kids dress these days. Also women. Why won't men lead? So that's a great point as well. A lot of these trad wife women, they're not policing their own households in that way. I mean, let's keep it a buck. It's Halloween. It's finna be some hoes out tonight. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a bean sack. There's not one girl that anybody could, say, oh, she didn't go out to Halloween and dress slutty. Unless it's a fat bitch, we know the fat bitch is wearing some shit where you can't see their figure. We know that. They might be in a goddamn Barney costume or a Chuck E. Cheese costume or some shit like that. But the women who are attractive, which is going to be most conservative women, quote unquote conservative women who grew up in conservative households, they're coming outside and they ain't wearing no clothes on. And it's about to be cold as hell tonight. And I'm in Athens, Allie Beth Stuckey's old stomping grounds. And I promise you, I mean, it's going to be women with no clothes on. So she has nothing to say about that. But these are the contributors that are leading men to that abundance mindset, that are, tempting men into their most primal instincts, right? That sexual variety and sexual access and sexual variety is essential to men's mental health instinct, okay? That's an instinct that has been triggered by modern women putting booty online. Let's just keep it a buck. And this is we get to see more than any generation of man ever, but is that good though? You know what I'm saying? Is that actually good? And the women are arguing it's not. Well, if it's not, then who is supplying this? This is what you have to understand. This is what you have to understand. The women are supplying the images. The women are supplying the videos. Okay. This woman, Gia McCool, she says, Have you noticed nobody ever lectures women on how to be better women? So boom, boom, boom. Okay, they doing some weirdo horse shit right now. Let's see. Okay, they say so slut shaming women is bad, but porn shaming men is good? Question mark. I mean, I don't know where she's at with the slut shaming conversation. But anyways, y'all get the point. Now we will watch the whole part of that speech in totality. Let's see. Yeah, so we will support. Sorry, we'll watch the video. I was reading something this other guy was posting. Yeah, and people just have questions, and that whole turning point thing was crazy because you got Erica Kirk hugging JD Vance. Crazy work. The hug she gave JD Vance was crazy work. So, you know, a lot of these conservative trad wives, I mean, they not looking real faithful right now. And then she got the skin tight leather jeans. Come on. I mean, come on, bruh. She know what she doing. I bet she ain't pull Erica to the side and say, "Ooh, honey, you should have wore a dress. You should have wore like a looser dress, baby, because we can see everything." I'm talking about in it. Okay. But you know, we'll go to the speech, and then I have some examples of, you know, just idealistic thinking from modern women versus what's actually realistic. We got some videos to kind of sum that up, and then we'll go to the Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes part, which I'm sure will get me demonetized, but you know, I'm gonna do it for y'all because I think it's a very interesting angle.
Feminism has failed women. First one, feminism has failed women.
Okay, feminism has failed women. That's what she's saying. That's what she's standing on. Okay, which parts of feminism? Which parts of feminism? Because is it, you know, the free sexuality part of feminism that's failed women? Is the you can divorce your husband because you're not happy part of feminism? Is it the you can go outside wearing anything and no man can tell you how to dress part of feminism? Is it, oh, your man can't tell you to take no selfie down that shows too much cleavage part of feminism? Which part of feminism has failed women? She doesn't get specific at all. She doesn't get specific at all. Instead, she takes that and directs her energy at the men. Why? Because women are her main consumer base, and she's trying to get new fans. They want to hear somebody from the woman's perspective lecturing men on how to do better and how to be better. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. The men are, I mean, as far as like the way that they want people to vote, the men are more politically active on the right than the women are, because they're the ones who are kind of setting the stage for what is supposed to be the rules. And obviously they don't have to follow their own rules. But what I'm saying is, I mean, the men are already trying to line up and get married and all this kind of stuff. I'm telling you, it's the women who are postponing that process at the younger age, the younger demographic that she's trying to talk to, right? That between 18 and 24 range. The men are more ready to settle down than the women are, because think about it. Men are at a scarcity right now when it comes to sexual access. So men have a scarcity on sexual access in real life. And because of that, they're falling in love with the first bitch who show them attention. Because you got a whole bunch of women who also complain about men not approaching and all that stuff. And yes, that is happening. Men aren't approaching as much for reasons that we're not really going to get into right now. But because they're not approaching And then they're also not just getting chose on unless they're like a, an elite top tier guy, or it's some type of arranged, y'all know how these arrange. Now they don't just directly arrange it. It's like, okay, you got a fraternity, you got a sorority. They do these formals. That's almost like arranged. They get to date, quote unquote, date different people until they spark with somebody. Do they sleep with everybody? I don't know, but they're definitely fucking somebody. Because we all know modern women, especially if she's, hell, even if she's a 5, but anything above a 5 is not going 6 months without fucking something. All right. So we have to understand that. So she says feminism has failed women. Which parts of feminism have failed women?
Now, feminism in theory might sound good because it's supposed to be about equality. And we like recognizing the equal value of people, of course, but in practice, it has nothing to do with equality. It doesn't have to do with being equal to men. It has to do with being the same as a man. It has fed us this lie that in order to be respected, that we women have to talk like men, that we have to act like men, that we have to be like men. And feminism has been advertised to us as pro-woman. But the ideology over the past several decades has attempted to convince us that babies are a burden, femininity is weak, and gender is a construct. Feminism has spent billions of dollars glorifying abortion and promoting promiscuity, and it's left each and every one of its followers lonelier and more broken.
Okay. So she says, they're glorifying abortion and promiscuity. Sounds good. We're getting somewhere. Let's see if she expounds upon that.
Feminism laid the groundwork for transgenderism.
All right. Now she's going into some bullshit conspiratorial LGBT mumbo jumbo homophobic, tirade. But she don't want to focus on the female aspect of feminism. We ain't talking about transgender. Those are bitch ass niggas. Those are what we call bitch boys. We're not talking about transgenders right now. Stay on topic. Let's talk about feminism and women as it pertains to feminism and vice versa. That's what we need to hear. That's what we're trying to, that's what the whole speech was about. But then it gets back onto the men. Notice how quickly it gets back onto the men. I mean, we ain't even 30 seconds into this. And then the next clip where she talks about porn's weakened men, it's coming right up.
Because you cannot get to a woman can be a man without first believing that a woman can be like a man. Let me tell you the truth, women, that feminists will not tell you. They'll tell you that your equality, that your worth, that your value comes from their activism, their ideology, your ability to exercise your bodily autonomy, even if that means your child paying the price. They'll tell you that your value, your recognition comes from the government or some kind of superficial form of representation in the media.
Oh my God. So vague, so nondescript. Blame the government. Blame this, blame that. Dude, give me a break. Oh, the government made me go and get a 20 body count. No personal accountability. No personal accountability. Oh, the government made me go, get a train ran on me. I'm blaming feminism. But where is the personal responsibility? Like, come on, dude. Oh, this organization, this LGBT organization told me that it was okay to be pansexual. No personal responsibility, no accountability at all.
But your value, your worth comes from the God who created you. that you women, you have a special purpose, and you have infinite worth. And
what is that special purpose? What's the purpose that God made woman for? Is she gonna say that? What is the purpose, that special purpose that God made women for? To be a helpmate to men. To be a helpmate to men. To look to his authority, to look to his leadership and his dominance. I didn't hear that part. Maybe she'll get into it, but I didn't hear that part. So is she actually going to define what the woman's purpose is, or is she just going to get into the men?
Quality. Inherently, because you were made by a God who loves you, because you were made in God's image.
I mean, sounds like prosperity gospel to me. Just sounds more like prosperity gospel. You're good because God created you, and God's good, and he created you, so you're therefore good. And flowers, rainbows, sunshines, bunnies, kittens, and backflips.
And your equal worth, your inherent worth, comes from that reality. It doesn't come from feminism. It doesn't come from any political ideology. So I just want to tell you that you can be strong, and you can be courageous, and you can be brilliant, and you can be hardworking, and you do not need to act like a man to do that.
I mean, but are women really acting like men to do that? You can be strong, you can be brave, you can be courageous, and you don't need to act like a man to do that. What women are acting like a man? When men in the red vitamin space are talking about women acting like men, we're talking about the pursuit of career. We're talking about being, more dominant in the household, telling the man to do instead of deferring to his leadership. We're talking about those things. We're not really talking about, I guess, I'm trying to be the man of the house. I don't know what she means by that. She's just speaking very vaguely and nondescript right now.
You don't need to forsake your gentleness or your softness or your femininity to succeed, to be fulfilled. God has made you a woman. And the God that we serve doesn't make mistakes. He does nothing accidentally or arbitrarily. He does everything with purpose and intention. And your chromosomes, which were determined at the moment of your conception and cannot...
It sounds like she's doing conversion therapy. Like she thinks the women in the crowd are like lesbians or something. And she's trying to convince them not to be trans or not to turn into men or tomboys. That's what it sounds like she's saying here. Not hitting on the main issues with modern dating and modern women in today's day and age. Okay. 1, getting ran through at a very young age. That's one of the main issues. 2, not wanting to listen to your man when he tells you, hey, whatever you got going on as far as your outfit is not conducive to a happy relationship with a man. 3, the social media, the validation on social media, and the constant need for attention and validation on social media. And then you can throw in all the other feminist, political, whatever ideology that you want to. But those are the main things that stop men from wanting to cuff modern women in this day and age.
Change tell you so much of who you are. Women, you were given this unique capacity to create and then sustain life. And for so long, feminism has told us that this is an obstacle, that this actually inhibits our fulfillment, but actually it is a vehicle of fulfillment. And we have to start seeing motherhood and being a wife as the high callings that they are. We have to honor these roles as the high callings that they are. But here's what I want to say, because God doesn't always promise to give any of us exactly what we want. What I want to say to you women, that even if you are...
Oh, and the standards. I love that she said that. God doesn't promise to give us anything that we want. Listen up.
Any of us exactly what we want.
God doesn't promise to give us any of us exactly what we want. The standards. They're too high. He got to be this tall. He got to have $500,000 in the bank. He got to drive a Porsche car. He got to, have a big ass house, 2,000, 4,000 square foot home. He's got to, buy me a 100-acre farm. He's got to do this. He's got to do that. He's got to be able to travel. All that, the standards. And I just want to say, honestly, in this economy, huh? I mean, I know y'all living high on the hog over here, but hell, regular niggas is struggling. Bitch, it ain't easy making that cheddar in this day and age. But because of social media, it does create a wage gap between men and women. And it's not necessarily that women are making more than men at large, but it's that when it comes peer-to-peer in this younger generation, the women are making more than their younger peers because they're able to exploit and extract resources from social media with little to no effort. I'm telling you, these hoes will not have talent. They'll just have a Cash App in the bio and they're making $10,000 a month, posting booty pics with the Cash App in the bio. That's another problem. But one of the main problems is the standards. And then what value is the man getting for the standards that you got? Because if you got high standards, then you better be a high standardized bitch. Otherwise, it ain't gonna work.
What I want to say to you women, that even if you are not a wife or a mom, maybe you will never be a wife or a mom, maybe that's not the road that God has for you, that you are still called to mother. You are still called to mother. And here's what I mean by that.
What the fuck, bro? Oh, Lord Jesus. What did he go be talking about? I don't know if she's freestyling this shit or reading off a teleprompter.
That every single woman has this amazing, incredible ability to cultivate and to beautify and to nurture and to grow. And that energy is not supposed to be channeled into your profession, into politics, into plants, or to pets.
But what are you doing? It's in your profession. It's in your politics. Like, you're literally a political pundit right now. She kind of got like a, I don't know, like kind of like a birdie type face, with the nose. It's kind of hawkish,
All of those things are meant to be channeled into people.
Oh, she looks like one of the Who characters from How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
So even if you are not yet a mother, even if motherhood is not in your future channel, all of those unique and womanly capabilities and skills that you have into people, into children, into young women, lead Bible studies, volunteer at church, see how you
lead Bible studies. I mean, I guess she's talking about like women's Bible study. But I mean, even then, that should be the role of a man. And when we talk about teaching in the church, and if you really want to get biblical, I mean, it's even the Bible studies still should be led by a deacon or a male deacon or something, because I mean, leave the women up to their own devices. And a lot of times they're not going to hold each other accountable. They really won't. Like, they will sit up there in that Bible study and a girl will give her story about, whatever she did this weekend. And they'll be like, oh, well, honey, you're young and, freedom comes at a cost and you don't have to feel shame for what you did. God already forgave you the moment you did it. Like, they're not holding them accountable in those Bible studies. So it does have to be a male deacon or some type of male figure dishing it out. I'm not saying they can't talk amongst themselves about the Bible. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying, if it's coming from like a teaching standpoint, it still needs to be led by a male deacon. That's just the facts. That's just biblical. If you wanted to base it off of biblical, that's just what we're talking about.
You can serve them, see how you can teach them, see how you can love them, see how you can become even a spirit.
Now the church daycare, okay, go up in there, church daycare. You know, you want to read some basic Bible studies to the kids, go ahead and do that. Yeah, that's fine.
Spiritual mother to the next generation. That is something that women are uniquely capable of and something we are called to do. Don't see your femininity or your womanhood as weak or as an obstacle to what you want to do. It is part of who you are. And God has created you with special intention. Don't fall victim to the misplaced mothering, but channel that energy toward the people who need it most. So that's the first lie and the truth that comes with it, that feminism has failed women. Second one, are you ready? Are you ready?
Here we go. Now she on the men.
Porn has weakened men.
Look how much applause this shit got. I mean, we ain't even gonna talk about the industry because we know who runs that, and I ain't trying to get demonetized. But again, you know, we can agree on the fact that sexual access and sexual variety is essential to a man's mental health, and porn is an outlet to that. But let's just be honest. Remove the supply and the demand goes away. Who is supplying the porn? Who are willing participants in those videos? If you want to talk about the industry, it's a small industry as far as like the personnel goes when it pertains to men. But there's a bunch of women. And now it's only expanding with OF. So let's get the data on that, okay? Let's get the data on that while she speaks.
And you know, Charlie was so good at talking about this and so good at talking so courageously and sternly and clearly to the young men. Here's what we know about porn and why it is so detrimental, not only to men, although it disproportionately affects men. Porn objectifies women and children.
Okay, so there are 10 million women between the ages of 18 and 24 in the U.S. And she's talking to the young demographic. Okay. So we got 10 million women. And there are 2.9 to 3.5 million female content creators on OF. So there are 10 million women between the ages of 18 and 24. 2.9 to 3.5 million women are content creators on OF. So I mean, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. I mean, in sites like it, that's not just OF, that's sites like it in that same age demographic. So, I mean, that's damn near 3 and 10, 4 and 10. Now, is it just OF? No, but it could be other sites, all right? It could be other subscription-based sites where they're selling their sexuality, and that's just a reality. So she wants to talk about, oh, well, men need to stop watching porn. Before Instagram, men weren't watching porn like that, bro. I mean, seriously. Like, yes, niggas might have some shit saved on their PSP or some shit like that. But before Instagram, niggas was not watching porn. But now hoes are on Instagram and their Instagram accounts are basically like softcore, you know, porn sites. Let's just keep it a buck. Their individual Instagram accounts are softcore porn sites. And I mean, it is what it is. Any man can look up the girl in his class or whatever that friend zone him and see everything. But she ain't got nothing to say about that. She ain't got nothing to say. You can't talk about porn without talking about the porn stars. You can't talk about it without talking about the supply of the content. Where is the supply coming from? Women. They all fucking the same nigga in the industry. Everybody knows that. But it's new bitch every single day that signs up. The new bitch turns 18 and gets on OnlyFans every single day in our age group. So you can't just say, oh, if you want to talk about porn, you have to talk about the women's side of it. So if she doesn't at the end of this say, and women, y'all need to stop tempting men. Y'all need to stop willfully, knowingly going online, posting thirst traps. If she don't say that, then we already know the jig is up.
It commercializes sex, which is a gift from God for a married couple.
Porn commercializes sex, dude. Are you out of your mind? No, the women commercialize sex when they start selling pussy. Okay. Dude, sex was already commercialized before porn. I hope you know that. I hope you know prostitution, the oldest profession in history. They already commercialized sex, honey. They didn't need porn to do that, baby girl. Again, they're not looking at this objectively. They're looking at it emotionally. Okay? Baby, women already commercialize sex. That's been happening. That was y'all, boo-boo. That was y'all. All right? On Instagram, hit the bio, hit the Cash App. That was y'all. Send me a gift. Amazon wish list. That's y'all, honey. And I guarantee all these conservative women that is going to these events, they got the Amazon wish list. They got the Cash App in the bio. They already monetize their sexuality on social media now. Yes, it used to be in the brothels and the strip clubs. So it was a smaller percentage of women. But once that Instagram handle, boop, and then the Instagram model came up, boop. I mean, we're seeing the generation who first started Instagram modeling, they're turning like 32, 35. Brittany Renner, what is she, like 35 maybe? She was one of the first on and popping Instagram models. She's 35 years old. That's not that long ago. But they've been able to create a whole industry off of monetizing their sexuality through social media. She has nothing to say about that.
Between one man and one woman, and it glorifies violence. It creates addiction and shame. It destroys marriages. It ruins your perception of other people. It is the legal loophole for sex trafficking. It is evil in every way, and it will destroy your life. And this is what I would want to say to men, and I hope.
What about seeking arrangements? What about dating apps? What about Instagram? We all know that 30% of women on college campuses are on seeking arrangements. That's a fact. And these women on college campuses, most of them claim that they are conservative women, especially if you want to break it down to sororities and stuff. So, I mean, I get what she's saying, but I'm just going to keep it a buck. Porn is not the issue with young men right now. It's not. I mean, it's not. It's not like men are just sitting up there watching porn all day. That's not what's happening. If anything, if you want to talk about distractions, we could talk about video games. We could talk about that more than we could talk about porn. Like, I don't think women understand the relationship between men and porn. When niggas watch porn, it's a boom, five minute, let me get my shit off, and then I'm exiting out once the shit is over. Like, once a nigga busts, you get that post nut clarity. And I'm just speaking as a guy. once you get that post-nut clarity, you off that. Like, it's not like, oh, let me bust and then let me watch another video and bust again. Like, hell nah. The only time you're going for rounds is if you in a real bitch. You know what I'm saying? You're not watching porn, busting, and then going and watching another video. That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. So I'm telling you, like, for the majority of men, it is not, you know, it's not like the issue that is making them, I guess, not be leaders in life, right? Like that has nothing to do with it. Now, if you really want to give some advice to young men, you could say, hey, go to the gym, get your testosterone levels up, start exercising, start working out. That's the problem. We got a whole bunch of bitch-made, soft hand dudes out here. Dude, when I be shaking these dudes' hands, these young cats, bro, they hands feeling soft as a motherfucker. Growing up, I never shook a man's hand and his hands not be rough. Nowadays, these dudes is soft as baby shit, weighing $120, $130. Like, bro, it's more about getting your physicality up. The rest gonna come as a man. You get your physicality up, the rest gonna come. You get your physicality up, you're not gonna want to watch porn no more. You're gonna want to fuck bitches in real life. You get your physicality up, you get your testosterone up, you get your masculinity up. That comes through the gym. So if you really want to shake it, the solution to porn is the gym. Because at that point, you're going to want to fuck a real bitch. James 6656, he says, if anything, it's just a symptom. Yeah, it's a symptom to the problem. It's a supplement. It's a supplement because, though, I mean, I'm not saying that, oh, yeah, because a woman's not going to give you pussy, you're going to go to porn. But that's kind of how it works. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying if you're a guy and you're not having it, like if you have no motion, if you have no social media clout, if you ain't got no chain, if you're not playing a sport, and I'm talking about like, you know, grown age. I ain't talking about no high school shit, but I mean, we can talk about high school shit too, but because it's the same thing. If you're a guy and you have no motion, you don't have that sexual access aspect. Like I've been talking about, sexual access and sexual variety is essential to a man's mental health. If you're a guy and you have no motion, you're not going to have that sexual aspect or that sexual access aspect, right? But if you do have motion, you're not watching porn like that. You're fucking bitches in real life, bro. I'm telling you. That's how it works. So, yes, porn is a supplement to the incel niggas who can't get bitches. I'll say that. And married men. Married men are the number one consumers of OnlyFans. The number one consumers, married, perceivably white male Christian men are the number one consumers of OnlyFans. Why? Because they not getting pussy at home. It is a supplement. It is not the reason. It's not the reason why he's not a leader isn't because he watched porn. The reason he's watching porn is because his wife ain't giving him a pussy because he's not a leader or he isn't able to lead her anymore. The man might even be a leader. The man might even be a leader, but the woman does not see him as such for whatever reason anymore. And as a man, you have to understand that, notice that, and you know, you just gotta move on. Because if the woman don't want to be led, then ain't nothing you can do with her anyway. So the reason why men are resorting to porn is because the lack of sexual access. But porn provides the sexual variety, but it doesn't provide the sexual access. So if men have sexual access, which most men don't, because 33% of men between the ages of 18 and 31 are virgins or have not had sex within the last year. That is a fact. So most men are not fucking nothing. Nathaniel. Most men are not fucking anything. So that is the supplement, porn. And you wonder, oh, well, why aren't they fucking? Because they can't get it, shit. They can't get it. They've tried. And maybe they didn't try 100 times, right? The pickup artist will tell you, hey, approach 100 bitches. Nigga, you want to go to jail? In this society, you want to approach 100 bitches? Yeah, I don't want 100 bitches to know my face, nigga. You know what I'm saying? The amount of false accusations that's going around. I don't want 100 bitches to know my face, nigga. I got 100 people on the stream right now, and I'm like, damn, I hope all these is men. Pause, because if a bitch see me on stream, she might say, oh, I met this nigga in 1996, and he raped me. Bitch, I was 1 year old. So the false accusations are flying. We just seen Brick Lady, Rhoda Osman. I did a live stream on it yesterday. We just seen Brick Lady. Her false accusation got thrown in the garbage, and now she got jail time for making a false accusation against another African man. She's African herself. So, you know, men have tried. They're trying to approach women. The way that I see, and you know, I really I'm not trying to offend anybody, but this conversation specifically does have to do with race, because Turning Point is a white conservative organization. So that being said, from observation and from personal experience, the way that I see the young white men approaching women is through social circle game, social circle arranged union game, which is joining a fraternity or sorority. But I don't see many cold approach. I see social circle game, and I see men friend zoning themselves and hoping the bitch likes them after she has her fun in college. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm observing. And she was in Athens, so she knows that in a college town, that's what's going down.
That you hear it from strong men in your life, that men, we need you. And we need your masculinity, and we need your strength, and we need your boldness, and we need your courage, and we need those things to be harnessed for good. We need you to be solid pastors. We need you to be strong leaders. We need your voice. We need you to bravely stand up for the most vulnerable, to stand up for women and children and for the unborn.
I mean, sounds good. Sounds good. Be a leader, be courageous. But where'd that get Charlie, though? And I'm not even trying to be funny. Where the fuck did that get Charlie? It got his ass 6 feet deep at the age of 31. Be a leader, be courageous. You know, say your views. Nigga, that gets you canceled. That gets you demonetized. Oh, it doesn't matter. That allows the women to usurp you in earning. So these things they just don't add up. Be a leader, speak your views. Be a loud conservative voice and get debanked. Ask Nick Fuentes how that went. Right? Get debanked? Get divorced? Okay, your wife is making more money than you in your marriage. Try and lead her. Just try it. Nigga, that's gonna lead you straight to divorce. She can be like, nigga, you can't tell me what to do. You a stay-at-home dad. She might be staying home too, but she making money from home. Why? Because it's easier for women to monetize their beauty online. It's just the facts. Just the facts. And some social media personalities know how to keep that money coming in. Some don't.
To raise a respectful ruckus for the things that matter, we need really strong men, and porn makes you weak.
And you already know we talk about no fat, but my thing is the hypocrisy. You can't talk about porn without talking about women joining porn once they turn 18, bro. or women going to Instagram hell, younger than 18, going to Instagram, posting booty pics. You cannot talk about porn without talking about the softcore porn that hoes are posting with selfies on Instagram every single day. Stop it. And they gonna clap.
Chivalry is not dead. Virtue is not extinct. And
oh yeah, I mean, men are still chivalrous. Men, I see men holding the door every day. I see men, you know, helping women with their groceries. I went to the grocery store today. I seen a man helping an old lady with her groceries. Chivalry is not dead. It's just the women who are looking for chivalry, who say chivalry is dead, don't deserve it.
you, men, and your wife and your future wife deserve better than porn. And what I heard Charlie say over and over again, take responsibility. Work hard. Find a Christian woman, a solid Christian woman who loves her Bible.
Oh, damn. Find a solid Christian woman who loves her Bible. And then when you dead, hugs the vice president like, you know, genital to genital. Like, bruh, I'm telling you what. I mean, Charlie loved to talk that shit too. And I'm not a Charlie Kirk hater. I didn't like the nigga, but I didn't hate him either. But Charlie loved to talk that talk. Charlie loved to talk that. He was talking that same shit Steven Crowder was. Go get married, young men. Rush to the altar. It's gonna work out. If you're a male Christian leader and you're not a bitch, and then you seen what Steven Crowder's wife did to him. Because why? Because modern women love embarrassing men on social media. Modern women love embarrassing men on social media. So, and that's going to be their leverage through the divorce. Their leverage through the divorce is filming every interaction, good or bad. And say, hey, look, I was crying and he started yelling. He was abusive. He was verbally and financially abusive. That's what Steven Crowder's wife said to him. And now look at Charlie Kirk's wife. Now look at Charlie Kirk's wife. What did Charlie Kirk say? Hey, be a dutiful husband and happy wife, happy life. I mean, Tucker Carlson just said, yeah, happy wife, happy life is real. No, nigga, it's not real. Happy spouse, happy house. Both of y'all got to be happy. Just because the woman's happy don't mean the man's going to be happy. Like, damn. The nigga's body ain't even cold yet. And she run her fingers through his hair, wrap me up in your legs, and love me till your eyes. I'm about to put you to bed. Like, come on, dog. Nah, B, that can't be my bitch. That can't be my bitch. Skin tight leather pants. Oh no. Like, bruh. Oh, get you a loving, dutiful wife. All right. You better vet her because from the looks of it, from this angle, y'all know what that means. Slap. Y'all know what that means. Slime. It damn near looks like Erica slime Charlie Kirk out. That's what the fuck it looks like. God damn it. It looks like Erica Kirk slimed Charlie Kirk out. Like, damn, bitch, why you had to hug him like this? You hugged that nigga with all your might. You hugged him like y'all was already fucking. And his wife got to look up at that and say, let me pray to my little Vishnu. Let me pray to my little Shiva. Let me pray to Brahma because I'm going to need 3 gods in this motherfucker to calm my ass down after seeing my husband. Speaking from Usha's perspective, imagine if you Usha. Imagine if you Usha and your man get hugged like this, hand on the waist. Hand on the waistline. Pass the doobie on the left-hand side. Hey! JD Vance can't even catch the blunt because his hands is in Erica's pants. Like, god damn. Like, come on, man. This how we doing it? This is what we doing? This is how we moving? Nah, B. Nah. Can't be my wife. Nope. No, sorry. Nope. Oh, yo. Nope. Can't be my bitch. Oh, yo. Can't be my bitch. Hell nah. All up on her. And she all up on him. Oh no. Yo. Damn, somebody put the AI. Somebody made the AI. Damn, they made Erica thick as fuck in this AI. They gave her too much credit, goddammit. They made the AI of her kissing JD Vance. I mean, that's what it damn near looked like. That's what it damn near looked like. So you have Allie Beth Stuckey telling you to go get a wife like Charlie did. Shit. You get a wife like Charlie did, your ass gonna be slimed out, nigga.
Who loves spending time in God's word, who loves to pray, who loves to go to church. Find someone like that. Women, be someone like that. Get married if you can, have babies, and lead your people well, men, because we need you. That's the second lie. Number 3, or not the second lie, the second controversial thing. The second controversial thing that Charlie Kirk said. Number 3, the third controversial statement that Charlie Kirk always made is that merit always trumps DEI. Merit.
So here she go, talking about the goddamn DEI. I mean, we could go in for days on the bullshit ass merit-based, quote-unquote merit-based, bruh. The whole administration has nothing to do with no damn merit. Nobody, I mean, and y'all know, I don't want no smoke from no intelligence, but Kash Patel, as FBI director, this nigga ain't never investigated no crimes. Like, bruh, he was a prosecutor, a damn near public defender for the feds. Like, come on now, dog. She want to talk about some merit. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. We already know this administration is definitely not moving off of merit. They're moving off of, what's it called? Nepotism. They moving off of nepotism. So anyways, with that being said, I do want to go to this Nick Fuentes, Tucker Carlson joint because they kind of talk about the same subject matter. They talk about the same subject matters. Instead, they start to say, oh, well, porn is turning men gay. I think single mothers are turning men gay. I mean, if a nigga's gay, he gonna look up some gay porn. But I don't think men are going to watching heterosexual porn and then being like, oh shit, it's a dick. Let me beat it, let me go look for some more dick. No, like that. It's single mothers turning men gay, not porn. I mean, that's just hilarious, bro. The reason why men turn gay is because they're raised by women and then they pick up those mannerisms and then they think they're gay because they mama is bringing in men after man after man and she asking them, what you think about this one? What you think about that one? Like, that's what's happening. Man, ain't got nothing to do with no nigga watching no damn porn.
What is porn exactly? Like, describe how available.
Not this nigga just asked, what is porn? Lord have mercy.
Is porn, what is it? I know what porn is, but like you said, it's a huge factor in the lives of young men and a bad factor. Why?
Well, this is another thing where it's reality distortion. That's kind of the theme. Just like psychedelics distort reality, just like a kind of internet society is a form of delusion, so is porn, in the sense that, you know, a lot of people maybe don't realize, and we talked about this a little bit, people are getting turned on to porn when they're like 10 years old. And when you are going through puberty, when you're developing your sexual faculties, how could you stay away from that? Every kid has a phone, every kid has an iPad, and every iPad and phone is, if you know what it is, loaded up with porn. And it's infinite and it's ubiquitous, and you can get every kind of it you want, whenever you want. It's in your pocket. And so something that is almost never talked about is that this is a generation that's totally sexually dysfunctional, I think, because of pornography. And some people are able to cope with it. Some people don't have a problem. But I think a lot of people, and maybe even a small minority, have a serious problem with it. And
how does it make people sexually dysfunctional?
I think that it's impossible for a real woman to compete with the availability and the novelty of pornography. A real woman.
I disagree. Here's the thing. For a high value, high testosterone man, yes. Like for a guy who is very active, physically active, a Chad, a Tyrone, but I don't think that has anything to do with porn. I just think that has everything to do with sexual access. When it comes to, regular guys who, that 33%, now is probably more than 50% of men who are sexless. Those guys, if they had one bitch, I guarantee the women from porn would have, they wouldn't have any hold over those men. Because this is their only access, right? So a guy who's in scarcity mode, which is most guys, especially most guys who follow Nick Fuentes, Lord have mercy. The people who follow this guy, they're in scarcity mode when it comes to sex. That's why they in my comments mad as hell, talking about some, hey, leave our women alone and da-da-da. Like they are upset and they ain't getting no pussy, okay? So when you talk about his following, these are guys who are in scarcity. So whether they watch porn or not, if they got a bitch tomorrow, they would be, I wouldn't say they're going to stop watching it, but they wean off, and that one bitch would be enough for them. Now, if you're talking about a high testosterone, highly active, high earning man, that's a whole different thing.
Like without getting graphic, she's only one person, and maybe she wants to do something sexual, maybe she doesn't. Porn is, you could have 100 different women in one sitting doing anything.
Yeah, so what he said there, maybe she doesn't want to do something sexual, maybe she does. Or he said it the other way, maybe she does want to, maybe she doesn't. A lot of men are encountering a lot of married men rather are encountering maybe she doesn't want to do anything sexual. And that's why they're running into these roadblocks. And that's why, they are sexually frustrated. And that's why they're turning to porn rather than actually having that sexual access to begin with.
That whatever niche or idiosyncratic thing a person might be into, it's there. And so I think that novelty combined with that availability, it makes it so that, when you think about courting a woman, juice isn't worth the squeeze. And so there's like also a problem of like erectile dysfunction, people that can't enjoy regular sex because it does not compare to the intensity, the novelty, and the availability of porn. It's hyper stimulation. And so I think that's sabotaging a lot.
I think a lot of the erectile dysfunction is coming from fat bitches too. Let's keep it a buck. A lot of dudes are experiencing erectile dysfunction, one from diet as well, them potentially being fat. But I ain't never heard of no athletic nigga experiencing no erectile dysfunction. I ain't never heard of it. Now, I heard of niggas experiencing it after using too many honey packs. Y'all niggas be using damn honey packs. Stop using damn honey packs. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't never heard of the erectile dysfunction from a bad bitch. You're getting erectile dysfunction because you fucking an ugly bitch. Does that make sense? You fucking a fat bitch. Does that make sense?
Out of normal sexual relationships.
It seems like it's making a lot of people gay too.
Yeah, and trans.
You think that's true?
100%.
What is that?
I think that the novelty is a huge part of that. I think that if you are somebody that uses pornography multiple times per day, which many people do.
Actually?
Oh, absolutely.
That's a lot of jerking off.
No, I mean, that's his following who's using that shit every man. Look, you fucking a bitch, you're barely watching porn. You might watch some shit right before you fuck a new bitch so that you can, you know, basically stay hard longer. I mean, that's been an old trick in the book. That's been an old hood nigga trick. You get one out before you go crack a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So you last longer, so you don't nut quick. That's an old trick in the book, you know, for all you young whippersnappers, right? But I mean, I guess his following the young white male, they watching porn 3 times a day. I just don't believe that. I can't imagine a man having that much time in the day to watch porn 3 times a day. But hey, bitches be on Netflix. Maybe, you know, maybe these niggas jacking off.
It's a huge problem.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you're doing that multiple times a day, every day for years since you're a kid, well, eventually you get bored and you want to move on to something more extreme. And you're kind of, it operates, I think, similar to like a drug. You kind of have the same kind of resistance to it that you would to a drug, or a tolerance for it. And you're always chasing that initial feeling the first time you used it, or the first time you saw a certain thing. And I think eventually you just chase more taboo, more transgressive. And I think maybe some people are more prone to that than other people, going in a really extreme direction.
Is how Charlie Sheen got AIDS, actually.
Yeah.
Through just being jaded and looking for something more.
Charlie Sheen got AIDS from fucking hella bitches and hella niggas. Like, Charlie didn't get AIDS from watching porn. Nigga, you can't get AIDS from watching porn. Nigga, he got AIDS because he was actually having sexual access and sexual variety. It had nothing to do with porn. Like, come on, dude. Now you just being disingenuous. I mean, yes, we can blame porn for a lot of shit, but you can't blame it for a nigga getting AIDS, bro. Charlie Sheen fucked a lot of bitches. He was in the entertainment industry. He probably got touched on as a kid, as a child actor. And that is what made him, you know, turn gay and then, you know, catch AIDS from a gay nigga, allegedly. But look, man, let's just keep playing the video.
Transgressive. That's just a fact.
And there's something too about what it does when you look at it, because people don't realize that it is a fundamentally different experience being involved in intercourse versus watching other people have intercourse. And I think that actually does something to you.
Tell me.
Again, mind you, Nick Fuentes is a self-proclaimed virgin. So, I mean, what is his solution to young men? Because you want to talk about, okay, get married. Well, you're going to have to vet to make sure she's not a feminist. And what, I mean, we know conservative women are feminists as well. So there's nothing that can really, you know, deter that effect. There's nothing that can really deter that effect, bro. It just isn't.
What do you mean?
I think that, you know, for example, I think Steve Saylor has written about this, that there's multiple kinds of transsexuals. And he says that one kind of transsexual is somebody that likes the idea of seeing themselves as a woman. It's autogynephilia.
Yes.
And I think that, you know, one of the theories for that is you watch a man having sex with a woman that isn't you so much, you kind of achieve an identity with the woman in like a weird.
I mean, this y'all leader, that's your gay ass. I ain't never. I ain't never watched no porn and then said, oh, damn, I wish I was the bitch. No, you say, damn, I wish I was the nigga fucking the bitch. Where the fuck did he get this idea from? See, this is when you don't get no pussy and then you online too much. Like, bro, that's y'all little fruity ass, your little fruit frog and shit. That's the fruit frogs doing that. The fruit groypers doing that, identifying with the bitch who getting fucked in the porno instead of the nigga. I mean, come on now. That's crazy.
Sick way. You almost identify with the woman. And so there's weird things that happen when you're watching that and having.
Mind you, and you know what I'm saying? Nick Fuentes is a self-proclaimed virgin. This nigga's watching porn. We don't know what type of shit he watching, all this kind of stuff. There were rumors that on one of his streams, at the end of his stream, there was some gay shit on his screen that got screen shared. He said he was hacked. I'll give the nigga the benefit of the doubt. But what is your solution? So you don't want guys to have sex. They can't get married to a feminist, which, is going to be damn near every chick. And then they can't watch porn either. So again, sexual access and sexual variety is essential to a man's mental health. You got to have one or the two. You got to have one of the two, either sexual access or sexual variety. So if you're not supplying some type of avenue for sexual access, then he's going to seek sexual access in a superficial way. He's going to seek sexual access, and therefore, because it's superficial, he can also have the sexual variety. In real life, it takes a ton of work to do sexual variety, but sexual access, if you are a competent man, is not too difficult. It's not the most difficult thing in the world. It's difficult, but it's not the most difficult thing in the world.
Such strong emotional and sexual experiences with it.
That's fascinating. I've sensed for a long time, having had a lot of young male employees mention porn as a problem. I mean, the big porn companies give visibility to foreign intel services on the back end. So that means people know what you're looking at. There's likely video and audio of you watching. So that, that's like so such a deal killer for me. I'm not a huge expert on the topic, but I have always sensed this was a huge deal, but I've always been too embarrassed to do a show on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like you're describing something that's everywhere, that affects everybody. And that is, do you think it's related to the huge decline in actual sex and relationships and marriage, screwed up dating? All of this derives in part from porn, do you think?
I think it's a huge part of it. It's a huge factor. And it's even on the other side too. It's become so destigmatized for women to actually participate in porn.
Yeah, I mean, that's the bigger problem. That is the bigger problem, okay? And we all know it, but they want to say men, dude. The reality is, if the majority of men watch porn, which we can all concede, if you're being honest, and by watch, I don't mean like you watching it like your favorite Netflix show. I'm like, maybe you watch it once a month, twice a month, type shit. And most men are good. I know the feminists are going to rage at that. Most women are going to rage at that too, but that's just the reality. All in all, if you encompass everything of each individual man, most men have good intentions. Let's just be honest. Just like most women have good intentions, right? But do their intentions align with the man's intentions is kind of where we get at the crossroads here. Okay? Porn is not the problem when it comes to dating. Porn has been available since the 70s, and people were having good relationships back then. As a matter of fact, we always say, there's no love like our grandparents love. Nobody's doing it like our parents were. Or this generation is cooked. Why is this generation cooked? It's because instead of men just viewing porn on the side and getting that sexual variety superficially, women are actually now participating in it. And then it's like, okay, I'm not finna wife no hoe. And majority of the women are now, I mean, let's just keep it a buck. They're now like hoes or like doing some freaky shit online or posting slutty pictures online. Let's just keep it a buck. So as a man, you're like, man, I'm not wifing that. I'll clap the cheeks, but I'm not wifing it. So there's a difference there.
People don't even recognize that OnlyFans is a whole separate category. It's an innovation in the realm of pornography, because you have what everyone knows as porn.
And I would argue it wasn't even, before OF, it wasn't even that bad, honestly. It was still manageable. Like a regular guy could get a regular girl and be happily ever after. But once that shit happened, and then in tandem with the Instagram sub shit, oh, it was OV.
Which is like videos of
and TikTok
porn stars, like dedicated career sex workers having sex in a relatively controlled environment or something like that. But then you get OnlyFans, which is like Patreon for nudes or sex. And basically, there's now a very large subculture, much larger than people want to admit, of women who the moment they turn 18, that is what they do, is they make an OnlyFans account and they become...
And it's not a subculture. It is the culture. It is the culture. I guarantee every bitch knows a bitch who is on, if not OnlyFans, a subscription, sexuality subscription site like it. Every girl knows. And now every man may not know, because for one, a lot of men don't know a lot of women like that, enough to know the intricacies and enough to see the DMs. But women who hang out with each other, they show each other their phone, they show each other their DMs, unless they're fucking the same man. And those women know what they're doing and their friends are doing for bread. Let's just keep it a buck. Seeking arrangements is another example of that. And you got a lot of women doing it through the dating apps, through Hinge, through Tinder. Oh, take me out on a date. Oh, if I saw one Tinder profile, or a Hinge profile, it was like, oh, if you have a boat, I'm down to give throat, some shit like that. So they're being very blatant and upfront about exchanging sex for money, favors, and goods and services.
I'm an amateur porn star.
Now wait till EBT gets wiped out. Oh man, Adrian Broner just said, yeah, thank you, Trump. You got the bitches fucking for food again. Wait till EBT gets thrown out.
And it is completely casual, because you could say that maybe 10 years ago, even at the heyday of internet porn, to be in porn, you got to be a porn star. Like that's your life and that's your career and that's who you are. And it's very shameful. With OnlyFans, it's like having a TikTok. It's like,
yeah, and women are also telling you, don't judge me just because I got OnlyFans. Don't judge me. I'm not selling pussy on OnlyFans. I'm not fucking on OnlyFans. I'm just posting like provocateur bikini pics, or I'm just posting like gym booty shots. I'm not posting pussy. So now the boyfriend's got to accept it, and they are accepting it.
Here's my link tree. Here's my Instagram account. Here's my Facebook account. Here's my YouTube, and here's my OnlyFans.
Why would any of this be legal?
I think that, there's, like you indicated, maybe there's an intelligence benefit to that.
Yeah. Maybe there's a political benefit to that. I think that... Well, why wouldn't you arrest the people who run something like that?
Because you can't, because from my understanding, OnlyFans is the highest earning company in the world right now, revenue-wise. Fans most revenue. If I'm not mistaken, they're the most revenue efficient. They beat Nvidia and Apple to become the world's most revenue efficient company in the world. Let me restate that. They beat Nvidia and Apple to become the most revenue efficient company in the world. This is a fact. And they couldn't do it without women. They could not do this. They could not do this without modern women. If there were no women signing up to OnlyFans, they could not be the most revenue efficient company in the world right now. More than Nvidia, more than Apple. OnlyFans has outperformed global tech giants to become the world's most revenue efficient company, generating 37.6 million per employee in 2024. And that doesn't mean that every person on OnlyFans is making 37.6 million, but it means the top performers are making so much that the top performers are making so much that that the average, OnlyFans, the distribution, right, of the money per employee in the company, meaning like people who actually work on the site and stuff, not the bitches selling pussy. People in the company they're able to distribute that much money per employee, and that's how much they're making per employee. Now, do they actually pay each employee 37 million? Hell no. But they could, is the point. Okay. And they are only able to do this because of young women. Imagine if OnlyFans was a site for men like Patreon, where you actually had to display some talent. Hell, I mean, even if it was a site for men to fuck, you wouldn't make no money. There would be no money. There would be no money, or to do like sexually provocative stuff. There'd be no money in it. But because young women have accepted the, the promiscuity programming, and, if they're a bartender, they got an OnlyFans. If they're a stripper, they got an OnlyFans. If they're a club girl, they got an OnlyFans. If they are a bottle girl, they got come on, bro. Come on, man. Come now with it. Come on now with it. That's the main issue. But guess what? Allie Beth Stuckey didn't have nothing to say about it. Nothing to say about it. You have to eliminate the supply. You have to eliminate the supply because it's a known addiction. But the supply is modern women, and they keep signing up.
They should be. If you had a Christian government.
Or how about just a government that cares about its people? I mean, is Iran a bigger threat, or is OnlyFans? Iran's not turning my daughters to prostitution that I'm aware of.
Right.
Right? I mean, that seems like one of the worst things that could happen to any society.
Oh, absolutely.
So how big is the support for that? Like if a candidate were to come out and say, we ought to arrest the guys who own MindGeek, which is the biggest, I think it's the biggest porn supplier in the world, or the guys who run.
Men would support it. Men would support it because men know that it's bad. Yeah, we know it's bad. We might do it, but we know it's bad. We know it's not good for us. But at the end of the day, like I said, it is an addiction. So men are going to fall susceptible to that addiction, just like gambling, just like alcohol, just like any other drug. But like I said, if there was a legislation that was brought forth, men would support that. Men would vote for it, but women wouldn't, and women outnumber the men in the United States. So that'd be a losing battle. If you want to go based off of democracy, it have to be an executive order outlawing OnlyFans, but they ain't gonna do that because they're too closely tied in with one of our allies in the Middle East.
OnlyFans, what would the reaction be among, I don't know, people under 50?
I think there would be broad support for that.
Really?
I do, actually, yes.
I hope someone will say that.
From the men, not the women. Women would have a fit. Y'all mad because we making as much money as y'all now. Tell me I'm lying.
And
someone needs to.
I hope someone arrests them, like right away.
Yeah. That was actually
seizes their assets and puts them in prison.
Seizes their bodies.
Men would support it because we know that it's bad, and we know that at the end of the day, if you get rid of OnlyFans, then that levels the playing field a lot in the dating market. That levels the playing field crazily in the dating market to where now men actually can do something with that, because you ain't gonna have no bitch making $10,000 a month selling pussy. And then for one, even if you're attracted to her, you might be attracted to her. You might say, yeah, she's attractive, I want to date her. But then you find out she got an OnlyFans and you can't do it because she, you can't wife her and shit. So I mean, it would even out a whole bunch and level out a whole bunch of things in the dating market, but women wouldn't support it. That's a fact. Just like they going hard in the paint for abortion, just like they going hard in the paint for, all these other feminist causes, they're going to go hard in the paint for OF.
It puts them in jail. Yeah. I mean,
the owners of that, people who are, talk about human trafficking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I thought we were against human trafficking.
Yeah. Well,
So you think that young people, because you always think of young people as so liberal, but no, they wouldn't think that was crazy?
Young men are not liberal. It's the young women who are liberal. You know what I'm saying? I'm a libertarian. I don't like to identify with either side. I definitely think socially that, there are some things on both sides that I don't agree with. So,
I think especially among young men, they know it's a problem. It's ruining their lives. And they know it.
So what are the other factors that prevent, I'm sorry I called you gay, by the way, but I think I'm just too old or something. I'm like, why is anyone married? You tell me, why aren't people married?
Well, I mean, honestly, it's the women. The women are extremely liberal. No one talks about that.
Even if you have a conservative woman, she's still going to be liberal. Okay. And she might be conservative in some aspects, but she's going to be liberal where it counts. And that's the main issue.
Increasingly, they do, especially after the last election. There's a 45-point difference between men and women. The men are extremely conservative, increasingly. The women are extremely liberal.
What are they liberal on? What issues? What does that mean, liberal?
Oh, they're very feminist.
Actually?
Extremely feminist, yes.
They don't believe that, do they?
I think they do.
Nigga, that's the whole reason why OF exists, because they're hella feminist. Let's keep it a buck. If it wasn't for women being able to sell their sexuality online, nigga, this shit would be a wrap. This shit would be a wrap. They would not, and I'm not saying that they should earn less. I'm not saying that, but they wouldn't be outpacing men in home ownership in major cities. They wouldn't be outpacing men when it comes to earning in our age demographic. It wouldn't happen at all, because most of their money is coming from sex work. Let's just be honest. Most of their money is coming from selling pussy.
Really?
Absolutely.
How could you believe that? I think gender roles are a construct, that none of this is inborn. You'd have to be an idiot to think that.
They like the idea of it. They like because of course, I think all women naturally want strong men.
Of course, obviously.
They naturally want a Chad. They want a tall, buff guy. But I think they like the idea of none of them want to work.
Okay, they want a Chad. The one part that he's not, breaking down. They want a Chad. They want the high value guy. But the high value guy is going to exercise that sexual access and sexual variety aspect, because there is a shortage of high value men. So he knows he has a monopoly on modern women. And if all the women are looking for a guy who's a certain height and he checks those boxes, he's going to be dominating in the dating game. That's just a reality. He's going to be dominating in the dating game. So that's one reason why, because as a man, why the hell are you going to get married if all these hoes are throwing pussy? That's just the fact, especially from a young man's perspective. So that's an aspect. And then all the women, like I said, when it comes to their standards, because they have these high standards, they're chasing a small minority of the men.
Either. None of them
that's
actually
what I'm
want
saying.
to work.
No, that's what I'm saying. Of course. Right. It's obviously true. It's always been true. Work outside the home.
Right.
They don't have enough work at home. There's a lot to do. But no, I completely agree.
Women ain't doing house chores like that either no more. He says there's a lot of work to do in the home. Well, women ain't doing it. I'm not saying it ain't getting done, but it ain't getting done by the women. Men are now cleaning. Men are now cooking. When you watch these trad wife, oh, my husband, he put the kids to sleep and he took this off my plate and he started cooking and he started cleaning because he took it off my plate. At that point, if I'm a man and I am financing the home and I'm still coming home and the bitch ain't paying nothing. She's not paying anything. And I'm still coming home and doing chores. I'm feeling like I got a bad deal. I mean, let's just be honest. Not saying that you don't clean up behind yourself. Yeah, clean up behind yourself, all that stuff. Not saying that you shouldn't know how to cook. As a grown man, you should know how to cook. And I would say I cook better than most bitches in general. But if you get married and you are the sole provider and you're coming home doing chores, feminine chores, let's just be honest. Nah, I'm feeling like I got a bad deal.
So that's why I question, like, they're feminists in what sense?
Yes. And, they like these vague appeals to equality. We want a chance to work and we want respect. And, ultimately, I think the whole political system is just based around women never being accountable for any of their choices. Ultimately, that seems to be that's what abortion is.
Yeah, of course.
Because 99% of abortions are elective. So they say it's an unplanned pregnancy. You had sex out of wedlock with some.
I would say that's where the left is at. I would say that's where the left is at, not the right. When it comes to the right is about not holding their men accountable, because we see what's going on with the right and them being in office and all these secrets and all these investigations getting thwarted. Because let's just be honest, they're not trying to hold these white men accountable. And I'm not trying to do the white men evil thing. I don't believe that. But in this case scenario, when the levers of power change, they're not trying to hold them accountable. They're not trying to hold themselves accountable.
Someone you didn't intend to have kids with. So now we have to kill the kids in the womb. And, these no-fault divorce laws. These women get married to guys maybe they never intend to stay with. And then when they're out, they're done. And they want child support and they're
taking a shit ton of money.
Half the stuff. And I think a lot of men are looking at women and they're very liberal. They're overweight. They have a very high estimation of themselves. I think that people call it hoflation.
Hoflation?
Yes,
his ass ain't got no idea what Nick is talking about here. Hoflation.
Sense of their own looks and sexual value is very inflated. And so a lot of people are looking at these.
By the way, we created that term. The community created that term, hoflation. We've been talking about hoflation for decades.
It's like frumpy, obnoxious, loudmouth, liberal women who are also very promiscuous and saying this is not actually appealing at all. And I don't want to start a family with a person
Sounds
like
awful.
this. Yeah, it is.
But if you believe in the patriarchy, as I fervently do, because it's just reality,
Boy, this nigga. Yo, you must have never talked to a woman under the age of 30. This is why, like, these old conservatives, and, I appreciate Tucker Carlson's, I appreciate what he's done. I appreciate great men in general. Even if I don't agree with them, I believe that he is, a person who's accomplished great things. And yes, he definitely, was privileged in many ways. So, it's an asterisk. It's an asterisk, but you can't deny that the man has talent. The man has talent. He grew that personality himself, and he blew his own brand up into something so congrats to him. I respect that. But dog, you haven't touched grass. You haven't touched grass, Tucker. You have not been amongst the people, Tucker. I just have to explain to you, bro. You say patriarchy to a modern woman and nigga, her head's going to explode. Nigga, that's like a fucking curse word. Go on a Tinder date talking about the damn patriarchy in a positive manner. Go on a Hinge date and talk about a damn patriarchy in a positive manner. Boy, that girl gonna eat first, and then she's gonna be like, this date was really good, but I didn't feel a spark.
We didn't choose the system. We were born into a system that is part of nature. Can't get out of it. So if you believe that that's true, which it is, then you think that men should lead. And if it's going to be better, men should make it better because that's their job.
Right.
So you don't want to give them a pass, do you? It'd be like it's all the girls suck. So
I don't even blame it on the women, because I think that it's the incentive structures. Women are allowed to do this by the legal system, by kind of social norms, Technology is a big part of it. The attention that is available to women. Women go on Instagram and they get attention from thousands of men. So it's the incentives. But I would say that, because I hear this all the time, people say, well, the men need to step up and be better and lead the women. Easier said than done.
Lead what, nigga? How are you going to lead these bitches? How are you going to lead the man? Look, let the bitch do what she want. If she come around, she come around. That's my motto. At this point, let the bitch do what she want. If she come around, if she fucking with you, she going to fuck with you. She going to do what you say. I ain't leading shit. I'm not trying to make nobody do nothing. I'm not trying to force nothing on nobody, bitch. Everything better be compliant. Like, it's not, there is no lead, bitch. All there is a follow. I'm gonna do my thing, and if you here for the ride. But there's no way you can lead in the traditional sense a modern woman, because the avenues of the state, the avenues of the political system, the avenues of the judicial system, leading is kidnapping. Okay, leading is grape, nigga. Okay, leading is abuse, verbal, which can be used in civil court to reward damages to a plaintiff. Leading can cost you your motherfucking life. So I'm just gonna do my own damn thing. I ain't leading shit. If a bitch wanna follow, okay, she, you know, you gotta have belief in me. But lead in the traditional sense of lead a bitch, that there is no leading. There is no leading. You cannot lead, or leading has to be backed up by a force, by a threat of some negative, result. There is no negative result for the modern woman when it comes to a relationship with a man, besides, no tangible result, rather. If it's in one of these marriages, these conservative marriages, there's no tangible consequence for not following the leadership. As a matter of fact, the consequences benefit her, i.e. she can take them to divorce court, get half, get child support, get spousal support, get alimony.
I of course I agree with that.
They're at war with the system, and not even just the system, but also society. Because let's say you find one of these so-called good girls who's Christian and traditional, but through osmosis, wherever you go, she's going to be in society. She's going to be on TikTok. She's going to be on Instagram.
And even if you leave her to her own devices on social media, what you really have to think about is her friend group, and her friends are going to 100% be hoes. That ain't even no question. That it ain't even nothing you could debate. That's just going to happen.
She's going to be talking to other women, and maybe she's one way when you meet and get married, but 10 years down the road.
Exactly. The nigga is spinning right now.
15 years, 20 years down the road, people change. And I think that women, as kind of the ultimate conformists, the ultimate enforcers of social norms, I think eventually the pressure from society kind of gets to them. And a lot of them will go in
Depends what kind of husbands they have. If there's real leadership at home, I don't know.
Yeah, all right. Oh, it depends on what kind of husbands they are. All right. You can hit your whole personality, your whole identity on my wife is going to acquiesce to me because I am the dominant leader male, bro. You can hit your whole personality to that, and that's fine. But don't get mad when you end up getting zeroed out and you have, a 30-06 to your mouth about to blow your damn brains out because the bitch is about to divorce you and take half, and you don't know, what did I do wrong? It's not that you did something wrong. It's that you did everything right. That's the problem.
Single, happily married woman who's liberal. Not one. I know.
Single, happily married woman who's liberal. He doesn't know a single, happily married woman who's liberal. Dude. When the liberal women marry the liberal men, they end up being happy because the liberal men let them do whatever the fuck they want to do.
A lot of married women. I'm 56. All the women I know are married. Mm-hmm. And every happily married woman is non-liberal. Mm-hmm. I can't even imagine. There's no.
Bro, you don't know what's going on in that household. That woman is not fucking her man. She's not fucking her man. Oh, I'm telling you, bro. Dudes, a lot of these dudes just kind of be out of the loop, because let that woman get in front of some young men and see how flirty she get.
Category for happily married middle-aged liberal woman. There hasn't never been one.
Right.
So like maybe the job is to, make a girl happy and like all this nonsense ends.
Oh God. This man just did the happy wife, happy life. Nigga. There's no way to make a woman happy. You can't make another entity, another human being happy. That person has to be a happy person themselves, and they have to be content. And there's something that has to do with being content and being happy. You have to be a content person before you are even in a relationship to be happy in life in general. You have to be a person who is grateful. You have to be grateful. You got to be grateful. You got to say thank you to people who, do things nicely for you. Bro, you got to say thank you to people who give you compliments. When women get compliments, they scoff at them in this day and age. Let's be honest, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that could be a bottomless pit too, because the one critique I have of the men is, and you're right about this, they enable this behavior.
Well, that's for sure.
It's epidemic of simps who, and especially with Christians, I've noticed this. This is why Andrew Tate has so much appeal, and the Christians are kind of losing this conversation. Andrew Tate's a Muslim polygamist who is very chauvinistic, and you could even argue it as someone who has ran an OnlyFans site himself, like is not an observer, let's say, of Christian sexual morality.
No.
But men are going with him because he's putting women in their place. He's talking about patriarchy and women's place in a society like that. Whereas Christian men, Catholics, Protestants alike, are both kind of tone policing the men. And they worship their wives. They worship the women, put them on a pedestal.
Yeah, and to us, that shit is just whack. It's just lame. It's just cringe. Like, I understand like saying nice things, like, sure, fine. But when you go out in public and then you do what's the most cringe is the self-deprecating worship of the wife. Oh, I'm not anything, and I don't know what I did to deserve a woman like this. Now that's that bullshit that nobody can get behind.
And they, they kind of get bossed around. They get henpecked by the women.
I think we're required to love our wives. Like that's, all over the New Testament. Husbands, love your wives. Wives, respect your husbands. That seems like a very natural balance to me.
Yeah, and I think that you have to love your wife as your wife.
All right. So apparently the stream was interrupted on YouTube rather. Okay, so the stream was interrupted because of the Tucker. Let's see how far back that goes. Oh God. Okay, so Tucker got some copyright content, so I'm no longer reacting to the rest of this. Damn, that's whack as hell. I'll follow the copyright, but I'll follow the copyright, but it is what it is. We can't review the rest of that Nick Fuentes debate, so that's a damn shame. But I got 2 more clips, and then we'll get up out of here. We have a woman who is asking for, she's painting out her ideal man. And obviously it's going to be some unrealistic bullshit like, word salad stuff. So let's listen up.
I want to marry a man who gets more excited about my birthday than I do.
Bruh. Nigga, if you get more excited about your girl's birthday, that they just be lying, bro. Like, I guarantee her best male friend is like that. It's like everything she's about to describe. I guarantee her best male friend is just like that.
Someone who plans little surprises just because he loves seeing my eyes light up. Someone who remembers the stories behind the things I care about and never treats my joy like an inconvenience. I want to marry the man who asks how my day really was and waits for the answer. The one who holds my hand in public and holds my heart in private with the same gentle care. Give me the man who celebrates my wins louder than I do. The one who shows up in the front row, charging my camera and his confidence at the same time.
Charging my camera? What does she do? Well, the front row charging. What the hell? Is this a fan? Is this an employee? Is she some like big social media influencer charging the camera? What do you do? Is she modeling? Like, hell no, I ain't charging no camera that's finna take damn near naked pictures of you. What? What does she mean by that? Charging the camera is fucking crazy. She wants the guy to take pictures of her while she does extravagant shit and she don't post the man. She one of them type influencers.
The one who is proud of me even on the days I don't feel proud of myself. I want to marry the man who knows love is not grand gestures only. It is remembering I like my coffee sweet. It is warming up the car while I tie my shoes. It is listening when
I mean, you might like your coffee sweet, but hey, hell, you pop 1 or 2 kids out, hell, you finna get some bitter ass coffee because we ain't doing no extra sugar. And that's part of leadership. That's part of, okay, I'm cutting the tab off. I'm cutting the tap off because you don't have too much sugar. You're gaining weight. So we're not doing no more sugar in your coffee anymore. Is she down to get that type of instruction, that type of leadership? If not, then, I mean, do you really want to be led?
I talk about my dreams and then helping me turn those dreams into our plans. I want to marry the man who keeps choosing us even when life gets loud, who does not run when things get hard, who believes in growing together, not growing apart. I want to marry the man who makes ordinary moments feel like magic, grocery store aisles that feel like adventures, binge watching shows that feel like home, a future that finally feels like taking a deep breath. I want to marry someone who sees love as a daily choice, not a disappearing act. Someone soft with his words, strong with his loyalty, steady with his intentions.
Soft with his words. Soft with his words. I mean, it sounds like she describing a bitch, honestly.
Because at the end of the day, I don't want a fairy tale that ends at midnight. I want the man who stays even after the music stops. The man who chooses me even when the world is not watching. The one who looks at growing old with me like it is something to look forward to. Who believes love gets better with time, not boring.
But who usually gets bored? Who is the majority of people who initiate divorce? 75% of the time, 80% of the time, the woman gets bored, she initiates the divorce.
Who knows that forever is made just for moments like these.
Again, I don't know this chick, but I guarantee your best male friend will do that for you times 1,000 right now. Just go marry him. He been wanted you to, take his advances, but you ain't listening. A lot of y'all are overlooking your best male friend. That's your husband, and you're overlooking him. That's your husband right there. It's already been set in stone. That's your soulmate. You may not like the way he looks, but that's the man that's going to treat you the way that you're asking to be treated. Because any man that, has any pride within himself is not going to get all giddy just because it's your birthday. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just not how life works. It's another nigga's birthday, so I'm lit. Like, what? It just don't make sense, bruh. Like, your girl's birthday is an expense, bro. So you're coming not only with, when it comes to your girl's birthday, you're coming with stress. Not every relationship, but most of the time, especially these married men, you're coming with stress. It's a whole event. You got to put a whole event together. If she like a whole ton of people there, you got to invite a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of family. You're going to have to clean up afterwards, and it's her birthday, so she ain't cleaning up. So you cooking, you cleaning, you're being, chauffeur or maid or everything. Now, you might be that type of dude that like that type of shit, but I mean, as a man, you're going to do it because you love that person. But honestly, it's a little stressful. It's not something that you in contrast what she said, oh, I want him to be more excited about my birthday than I am. That's crazy. Like, that's not how it works, baby. Especially if I'm going to have to do everything to get everything ready. Hell, I'm going to be tired as hell by the end of the day. And I'm just hoping you had a good day. And at the end of the day, she's going to say, oh, well, I didn't like this and I didn't like that. I mean, come on now. Let's be honest. Let's be real. Even if the man does everything and he get excited about the birthday and he tried to do a surprise party, it's going to be something that she going to say she didn't like. Come on, man. Like, let's keep it a bean sack.
I see it all the time. Men commenting, I wish my wife thought and acted like you. But
bruh, y'all some fucking simps. Stop glazing these hoes, bruh. Damn. I know exactly who's doing that. Y'all, man.
if that's how you really feel, let's actually look at why I'm the kind of wife you are wishing for.
Bro. You marry this woman and you gonna be doing majority of the house chores. Bet.
Because it has everything to do with the kind of man my husband is. He's calm. He doesn't yell or talk down to me, even when we disagree. He stays steady. He takes things off.
That's fine. I mean, sounds good. I preach that as well. All right. You have to be apathetic in conversations when it comes to disagreements. You can't be emotionally driven because she's going to be emotionally driven. And then you're the one who's going to have to lower the tone of the disagreement.
My plate without being asked. Dishes, trash, bedtime.
Only one that's justified is the trash. Dishes, that's your job. And this is coming from a nigga who likes doing dishes. I actually like doing dishes because I like watching my little videos while I'm doing the dishes and all that kind of stuff. This is coming from a nigga who likes doing dishes. He takes things off my plate like dishes. Trash, I'm fine with. Trash, the man take the trash out. I'm fine with that. Dishes, bedtime, baby, that's your job. What the hell are you gonna do? If the man is doing the dishes and doing the house chores and cleaning up after dinner, and then he has to put the kids to bed too? Damn, I mean, even in a 50-50 relationship, we splitting that. Either I put the kids to bed and you do the dishes, or I do the dishes and you put the kids to bed. But even in the traditional relationship, which they're trying to sell this as, because this is coming from a Christian Twitter account, in a traditional relationship, baby, that's your job. You're supposed to do the dishes. You're supposed to put the kids to bed. The man take trash out, that's fine.
Trash, bedtime, whatever it might be. He prioritizes and plans date nights. He asks, what would make me feel rested? Or how can I help you better today?
What will make you feel rested, bruh? Again, if this is a traditional relationship, ain't you a stay-at-home mom? Baby, you supposed to be rested already. I'm coming home from work. I'm the nigga that's tired. What the hell?
He notices when I'm quiet or anxious. He has sacrificed a lot of his own personal dreams to do what's best for our family.
Okay, so sacrifice your own personal dreams to do what's best for the family right now. So don't think about the future. Think about right now. Your personal dreams could be the meal ticket, but because you want to sacrifice for the family, you are stifling your growth. I don't believe in that. I believe a wife would cheerlead you into doing and following your dreams and trust that plan is going to be right for the family right now and in the future.
Right now. He's never made me feel judged for.
You could tell she making all the relationships or she making all the decisions in the relationship. Now watch this.
He's never made me feel judged for my past.
Never made me feel judged for my past. So now you got to accept the fact that she done had 20 bodies. Damn. Y'all are getting oh, Lord. Y'all are getting a bad deal, man. And they're trying to pass this shit off as, and so she's trying to pass it off as, oh, men are in my comments saying, I wish I had a wife like you. What? A wife where I'm doing the dishes and I'm putting the kids to bed? I'm not saying I'm against doing that, but damn, that's your job. You're staying at home all day and you're tired? Baby, I'm telling y'all right now, it is not that hard to raise kids. Bro, I ran a class for the Boys and Girls Club, 4 hours out the day, every single day, Monday through Friday. It's not hard. It was not hard. It's not hard for me to raise other people's kids, and it damn sure ain't gonna be hard for me to raise my own kids. Like, I'm sorry, but y'all are putting in too much. Like, y'all are making it seem like, you know, having kids just the hardest damn job. I could understand if you got 3-4 kids in a house and they're all young as hell. But, bruh, if you are only dealing with one kid, that shit is not that hard, bruh. Especially nowadays, technology, you got the baby crying, nigga, put some headphones on. Hold the baby, shake the baby, feed the baby, put some headphones on. You ain't even hearing the cries.
He leads our family, provides, and protects in ways that allow me to relax, to be in my full feminine era. I also don't have to carry the same weight a lot of women do with a 9-to-5 job. So yes.
So she don't work. She's a social media influencer online. And she don't do chores. Bruh, I guarantee this man is in a sexless marriage.
I am affectionate. I flirt with him. I make our home peaceful.
All right. Well, she's saying she flirt with him. I'm going to take her at her word. I am taking her at her word. So maybe he's not in a sexless marriage, but damn, he got to do the dishes and put the kids to bed. Oh, hell nah.
Because he has made it safe. If you want your wife to soften, to connect, to light up again, be the kind of man who makes that possible. You'd be amazed how fast she meets you there.
Bruh, I mean, you know, sounds good, but I guarantee there are men who are doing this all the damn time. I mean, dude, most men are doing this type of shit. Like, y'all are hella cap. Y'all are hella cap if you are saying that, oh, men don't do chores, nigga. Men are the only ones that are doing chores nowadays. These hoes don't want to do chores. They don't want to cook. They don't want to clean. They've said that. They've made that explicit. So that is my breakdown of the trad wife myth and the debacle going on with Allie Beth Stuckey. Very interesting conversation here. Let me know what your thoughts are. I have to recheck the stream to see how long we lost connection because of the copyright content, but I will find that out. Hopefully Tucker lets me use this and react to his video. I mean, the nigga say he's for free speech. You should let, I mean, I ain't making no damn money off this shit anyway. So, I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't if I put in the copyright request to use it for fair use. But we'll see if these niggas really free speech or not. But you already know what it is, man. It's your boy Reclaiming Throne. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. See your relationship request, email down below with a screenshot of your CashApp so now you're paying the man. Y'all been your freaking name with the BS. You already know. Reclaim your throne.
Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.